Well, hundreds of trees along the American River and the habitat around them could be removed as part of a flood and erosion control project. Now neighbors in a Sacramento County neighborhood, La Riviera neighborhood to be more specific, are urgently fighting the plans, which are up for an important vote tomorrow. ABC 10's Becca Hobbeger shows us what's at stake.
We're in the south field of Larchmont Community Park.
Josh Thomas and Pete Spalding live in Sacramento County's La Riviera neighborhood.
People often bring their dogs out here. If you come here in the evening, it'll be filled with children playing soccer.
But the park could be filled with construction materials and equipment as soon as next summer. Its soccer fields are set to be the staging area for part of a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers project aimed at protecting the levee from erosion in the event of a disastrous flood.
There's a lot at stake should a levee breach occur.
Hans Kuroda with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Sacramento District walked me through the American River Common Features project. He's the engineering program manager on the project.
The levee systems were protecting over 500,000 people, and there's over $62 billion in assets that are at risk should a levee breach occur, and over 125,000 structures. So our mission and our job is to ensure the flood risk to the community is addressed.
The Corps is seeking environmental approvals to move forward with a part of the project called Contract 3B, which would affect trees and riverbanks along a 3-mile stretch of the American River from Howe Avenue to just east of Larchmont Park. It calls for the removal of some 700 trees, which neighbors with the group American River Trees say is overkill.
Do I care about erosion control? You bet. Do I care about flood protection? You bet. I've had flood protection, I've had flood insurance ever since I lived here. I'd be stupid if I didn't cover that. But to see Sacramento's greatest asset get torn apart when it doesn't have to be, that's what keeps us working to change the design plans.
They say trees provide natural erosion control.
Their roots, they get really extensive and they really hold together the bank. And these white alders will be removed by their project.
There's not much existing bank left in between the levee and the main river channel, and that bank is composed of highly erodible sands and silts. Despite the presence of vegetation,
neighbors say they want to see more targeted surgical approaches to erosion rather than the transformation of entire stretches of the riverbank like this core work done along the river in 2023 near Sac State.
I would argue that this project is being very targeted. The areas that we're planning to construct erosion protection is just the areas where there's an immediate threat to the levee system and the community from an erosion-induced levee failure.
On Friday morning, the project goes before the Central Valley Flood Protection Board for a vote. And neighbors I spoke with say they are asking anyone with concerns to come and share those with board members. Concerns also include noise and vibrations from construction, air quality, and proximity to an elementary school. The Corps says their goal is to monitor and mitigate harmful impacts as much as possible. In Sacramento County, Becca Hobbeger, ABC 10.
And if the project gets all the approvals that it needs, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says once work begins, it would last for 2 summer construction seasons. And we have put all of this information about tomorrow's meeting and the project on our website over at abc10.com/links.